Virgo, I need you to stop what you are doing and pay attention. What I am about to reveal came through in my reading last night with such intensity that I barely slept. The energy was urgent, almost frantic, like spirit was shaking me awake and saying, they need to know. They need to know now before this spirals further out of their control. Take a breath. I know that title alone has your heart racing. I know your mind is already spinning, trying to figure out who, what, when, where. I know that sick feeling in your stomach, that tightness in your chest, that flash of betrayal mixed with disbelief. But before panic sets in, before you spiral into worst-case scenarios, I need you to understand something. You finding this message right now is not random. This is divine intervention. This is the universe making sure you discover the truth before it causes irreparable damage. This is your spiritual protection system activating at exactly the right moment. I am Celestia Ardant, and I have spent decades learning to read the invisible currents of energy that flow between people, the hidden truths that exist beneath surface appearances, the betrayals that happen in shadow before they emerge into light. And when I sat with the cards for Virgo last night, what came through was so specific, so clear, so undeniable that I knew I had to get this message to you immediately. Someone you trusted, or at least someone you allowed into your inner circle, has been talking about you. Not just casual conversation. Not harmless gossip. A calculated, deliberate discussion about your private life, your vulnerabilities, your secrets. And they recorded it. Whether on their phone, in a voice memo, in a video, or captured in writing, the evidence exists. Your name, your business, your truth is now in a format that can be shared, forwarded, used against you. And it is already making the rounds. Before we go further, I need you to type, I am protected in the comments below. Not just for engagement. Not just because I am asking. But because when you declare your protection, you activate it. When you claim your sovereignty, you strengthen your spiritual shield. When you name yourself as untouchable, you become harder to harm. Tonight, I will take every name, every declaration, every Virgo who refuses to be a victim of betrayal, and I will wrap your energy in a cloak of divine justice. I will ask the universe to expose every person who has spoken against you in darkness. I will petition the angels to turn their own words back upon them. I will pray that truth becomes your weapon and integrity becomes your armor. Write it now, I am protected. Then stay with me, because what I am about to show you will not only reveal who is behind this, but how to neutralize the threat before it destroys what you have built. Let me tell you what the cards showed me. I cleansed my space with white sage, drew a circle of salt around my reading table, and called in only the highest guardians, those beings of light who protect the innocent and expose the guilty. I shuffled the deck with Virgo's energy in my heart, asking Spirit to reveal the nature of this betrayal, the identity of the betrayer, and the path forward. The first card that fell was the Three of Swords. Heartbreak. Betrayal. Painful truth. Words that pierce like daggers. The image on this card is unmistakable, a heart pierced by three swords, set against a gray, rainy sky. This is not accidental hurt. This is not a misunderstanding. This is intentional wounding. This is someone taking aim at your most vulnerable parts and striking with precision. The Three of Swords appeared in your reading because someone has been speaking about you in ways designed to hurt your reputation, damage your relationships, or undermine your position. They have chosen their words carefully, shared information strategically, and framed narratives in ways that make you look bad while making themselves look innocent or even sympathetic. But Spirit does not just show problems without solutions. So I pulled a clarifying card asking, what is the nature of this recorded conversation? What was said? The Seven of Swords appeared. Theft. Deception. Sneaky behavior. Someone getting away with something, or so they think. This person took something from you without permission. They took your trust and weaponized it. They took private moments, perhaps things you said in confidence, in vulnerability, in a context that made sense at the time, and they have removed those words from their context to paint you in the worst possible light. The Seven of Swords shows a figure sneaking away from a military camp, carrying 5 swords while leaving 2 behind. They are stealing, yes, but they are also being selective about what they take. They are crafting a narrative, choosing which pieces of truth to include and which to omit, creating a distorted version of reality that serves their agenda. What was recorded was likely one of these scenarios. A conversation where you vented frustration about someone, and now your words are being shared without the context of what drove you to that point. A moment of vulnerability where you admitted fears, doubts, or mistakes, and now that honesty is being used to paint you as weak, unstable, or incompetent. A private discussion about your life, your plans, your relationships, or your finances, information that was never meant to be public knowledge, and now it is being circulated to people who have no business knowing your personal affairs. A statement you made that is being twisted, edited, or presented alongside lies to create a false impression of who you are or what you believe. Virgo, I need you to hear this clearly. The person who recorded you, who is sharing this information, who is building a case against you in whispered conversations and forwarded messages, this person is not doing this because you are a bad person. They are doing this because they feel threatened by you. I pulled another card, asking Spirit to reveal more about the identity of this betrayer. The Queen of Swords reversed appeared. A woman, or someone with dominant feminine energy. Someone intelligent, articulate, sharp-tongued. Someone who knows how to manipulate perception, craft narratives, and wield words like weapons. In her upright position, the Queen of Swords represents clarity, truth, fair judgment, and direct communication. But reversed, she becomes cruel, vindictive, gossipy, and coldly calculating. She uses her intelligence not to uplift but to destroy. She uses her communication skills not to build bridges but to burn them. This is someone who appears composed, maybe even sophisticated or professional. They present themselves as reasonable, rational, perhaps even as someone who tells it like it is, or just wants what's best for everyone. But beneath that polished exterior is someone who enjoys watching others suffer, who gets a thrill from controlling narratives, who feels powerful when they can take someone down. And here's what makes the Queen of Swords reversed so dangerous. She is believable. She knows how to frame her attacks as concern. She knows how to disguise cruelty as honesty. She knows how to make herself look like the victim or the voice of reason while positioning you as the problem. I ask the cards, why? Why is this person targeting Virgo? What do they gain from this betrayal? The answer was the Five of Pentacles. Lack. Envy. Feeling left out in the cold while others prosper. This person looks at your life and sees what they do not have. Maybe you have a relationship that is thriving while theirs is failing. Maybe you have a career trajectory that is ascending while they feel stuck. Maybe you have peace, confidence, self-love, or success, or even just the potential for these things, and they resent you for it. The Five of Pentacles shows two figures walking through snow past a stained glass window of a warm-lit church. They are suffering outside while warmth and salvation exist just steps away, but they cannot see it. They are so focused on their own misery that they do not notice the door is open. This is your betrayer's internal reality. They are suffering, but instead of doing the work to change their circumstances, instead of walking through the open door toward healing and growth, they have decided to drag you down to their level. If they cannot have happiness, warmth, or success, they will make sure you cannot either, or at least they will try. Now let me show you what Spirit revealed about how this situation is going to unfold. I ask the cards, what happens next? How does this betrayal play out, and what does Virgo need to know? 3 cards fell in rapid succession, the Tower, Justice, and the Sun. Let me break this down, because this sequence is both a warning and a promise. The Tower indicates that the truth is going to come out suddenly, dramatically, and in a way that shocks everyone involved. Secrets cannot stay hidden forever. Lies eventually collapse under their own weight. And when this betrayal is fully exposed, when people discover that someone has been manipulating information, recording conversations without consent, and spreading distorted versions of events, the fallout will be swift and devastating. But here's what you need to understand, Virgo: the Tower may feel like destruction, but it is actually liberation. Yes, there will be a moment of chaos when this comes to light. Yes, there will be discomfort as people process what has been happening behind the scenes. But that moment of exposure is what finally frees you from the spider's web this person has been weaving around you. Justice follows the Tower, and this is where divine order is restored. Justice is the card of karma, of consequences, of truth prevailing over deception. The Justice card shows a figure holding a sword in one hand and scales in the other, seated between 2 pillars. She is impartial, fair, and absolute. She weighs evidence, cuts through lies, and delivers verdicts that cannot be appealed. Spirit is showing me that this person will face consequences for what they have done. Not because you seek revenge. In fact, the less you engage in retaliation, the more powerful justice becomes. The universe itself will handle this. People will see through the manipulation. The person's true character will be revealed. Their credibility will be destroyed by their own actions. And then comes the Sun, the most beautiful, hopeful, joyful card in the entire deck. Virgo, on the other side of this betrayal, on the other side of the exposure and the reckoning, you will be standing in full light. Your truth will shine so brightly that no shadow can touch it. Your integrity will speak louder than any recorded conversation. Your character will be evident to anyone with eyes to see and ears to hear. The Sun promises that you will not just survive this, you will thrive beyond it. The people who matter, the relationships that are real, the opportunities that are meant for you, they will all still be there, possibly even stronger because this situation forced everyone to choose sides, to declare their loyalty, to show their true colors. But I need to give you practical guidance, because spiritual protection must be paired with earthly wisdom. First, do not confront this person directly yet. I know you want answers. I know you want to look them in the eye and demand the truth. But confrontation right now will only put them on the defensive, give them time to cover their tracks, and allow them to spin a new narrative where they are the victim of your paranoia or aggression. Instead, watch, listen, observe. The cards are showing me that more information is about to come to you naturally. Either someone will warn you, or you will stumble across evidence, or the person will slip up and reveal themselves. The truth is already in motion. Trust that it will reach you at the right moment. Second, document everything. If you have any written communications with this person, screenshot them. If you have witnesses to conversations, note their names and what they heard. If you notice patterns in who knows information they should not know, track it. You are building a case without realizing it, and when the moment comes to defend yourself or expose the truth, you will need evidence, not just intuition. Third, protect your energy and your information going forward. This is a wake-up call from the universe to tighten your inner circle. Not everyone who smiles in your face is your friend. Not everyone who asks about your life genuinely cares. Not everyone who has access to you has earned that privilege. Start practicing strategic privacy. Share less. Observe more. Let people wonder about your life instead of giving them content to dissect. The less ammunition you provide, the less they have to use against you. Fourth, and this is crucial, do not let this betrayal turn you into someone you are not. Do not become paranoid, bitter, closed off, or cruel. Do not let this person's darkness infect your light. Do not give them the power to change your fundamental nature. Yes, be wiser. Yes, have boundaries. Yes, protect yourself. But do not lose your capacity for trust, for connection, for authentic relationship. The right people will prove themselves worthy. The wrong people will expose themselves eventually. Your job is simply to stay aligned with your truth and let the universe sort the rest. One final message before we close this reading. I ask the cards, what is the ultimate outcome of this situation for Virgo? Where does this path lead? The card that appeared was the Six of Wands. Victory, recognition, public triumph. Walking through the crowd with your head held high while people celebrate your success. Virgo, this betrayal is not the end of your story. It is not even a chapter. It is a footnote. It is a moment of friction that creates the pearl. It is the fire that forges unbreakable steel. When the truth comes out, when justice does her work, when the tower clears away the lies and the sun illuminates what is real, you will emerge victorious. Not because you fought dirty. Not because you destroyed your enemy. But because you stayed true to yourself while the storm raged around you. People will see who you truly are. They will recognize your integrity, your grace under pressure, your refusal to be broken by someone else's malice. And they will respect you for it. They will celebrate you for it. They will align themselves with you because they want to be near that kind of strength, that kind of character, that kind of light. The Six of Wands is Spirit's promise to you. This situation will not define you. Your response to it will. And your response, rooted in truth, protected by divine justice, guided by wisdom, will elevate you beyond anything you could have achieved without this challenge. So type, I am protected in the comments one more time. Claim your victory before you can even see it. Declare your triumph while you are still in the middle of the battle. Activate the outcome by believing in it now, before evidence demands your faith. Tonight, Celestia Ardente will light a black candle for protection and a gold candle for victory. I will speak every name that appears in the comments. I will ask the universe to surround you with truth, to expose every lie spoken against you, to shield you from harm, and to deliver you into your victory with grace and power. You are not alone, Virgo. You are not defeated. You are not what they say you are. You are protected. You are powerful. And you are about to rise in ways that will silence every voice that tried to bring you down. The recording will surface. The truth will be known. Justice will be served. And you will stand in the sun, victorious. Write your declaration below. Join the circle. Claim your protection. And then watch as the universe moves mountains to prove that you are untouchable. Shield, balance scale, sun. I pulled one more card, asking Spirit, what is Virgo's greatest source of power in this situation? The card was the Magician. Oh, Virgo. Do you understand what this means? You are not powerless. You are not a victim. You are not at the mercy of someone else's narrative. The Magician stands before a table with all four elements represented: cups, swords, wands, pentacles, showing mastery over emotions, thoughts, will, and material reality. Above his head is the infinity symbol, representing unlimited potential. One hand points to the heavens, the other to the earth, channeling divine power into manifest form. This is you, Virgo. You have everything you need to navigate this situation with grace, strength, and ultimate victory. You have the emotional intelligence to process your hurt without being consumed by it. You have the mental clarity to see through manipulation. You have the willpower to stay centered in truth. And you have the practical wisdom to take action when action is needed. The Magician's message is this: you are the one who controls how this story ends. Not the person who betrayed you. Not the people who heard the recording. Not the gossip, the rumors, or the distorted narratives. You. By staying in integrity, by refusing to lower yourself to their tactics, by trusting that truth has a way of surfacing, by believing in your own worth regardless of what anyone says about you, you take back your power. And here's the secret that Spirit wants you to know: this person's attack on you will ultimately become the catalyst for your greatest expansion. The exposure of this betrayal will force you to evaluate every relationship in your life. It will push you to step more fully into your authentic power. It will teach you discernment that will serve you for the rest of your life. It will connect you with people who value loyalty, integrity, and truth, your true soul tribe. What was meant to destroy you is actually going to refine you, elevate you, and position you for the next level of your journey. Now, I need to address something that might be happening in your body right now as you read this. You might feel sick, anxious, shaky, angry, heartbroken, betrayed. Or maybe you feel strangely numb, like your system is in shock and has not fully processed the implications yet. All of these responses are valid. All of them are normal. And all of them are signals that your intuition has been trying to get your attention for a while now, and this reading is simply confirming what you already sensed on some level. Maybe you have felt watched lately. Maybe you have noticed that certain people seem to know things about your life that you never directly told them. Maybe you have had a nagging feeling about a specific person, a sense that they are not as trustworthy as they pretend to be, but you talked yourself out of it because you did not want to seem paranoid or judgmental. Trust your instincts, Virgo. They are not lying to you. They never were. Your body knows betrayal before your mind can prove it. Your energy field registers dishonesty before your ears can hear the lies. Your soul recognizes predators even when they are wearing friendly faces. So tonight, I want you to do something. Sit quietly, place your hand over your heart, and ask yourself, who has been making me feel uneasy? Who have I been making excuses for? Who has been asking too many questions, inserting themselves into my business, or showing up in ways that feel intrusive rather than supportive? A name or a face will come to mind. Do not dismiss it. Do not rationalize it away. Just acknowledge it, and then begin the process of creating distance. You do not need to announce it. You do not need to explain it. You do not need to burn bridges dramatically. You simply need to stop feeding the relationship. Stop sharing. Stop engaging. Stop giving them access to your energy, your time, your truth. Fade back. Pull away. Redirect conversations. Be cordial but distant. Protect yourself quietly and strategically. And watch what happens. Watch how they react when you stop being an open book. Watch how they try to pull information out of you. Watch how they create drama or try to force confrontation to regain the connection they have been exploiting. Their reaction will confirm everything Spirit is showing you. Wait. Stop. Something just happened that I need to share with you immediately. As I was preparing to close this reading, as I began to thank Spirit and extinguish the candles, my entire body went cold. Not the comfortable coolness of air conditioning, a deep bone-level cold that made me shiver despite the warmth of the room. And then I heard it. Not with my physical ears, but with that inner knowing that comes when Spirit has something urgent to communicate. A voice, clear, insistent, almost commanding, said, "Tell them about the phone. Tell them about the message. Tell them what is coming in the next 48 hours." My hands are shaking as I write this, Virgo, because what I am about to reveal is so specific, so immediate, so critical that I almost cannot believe Spirit is allowing me to see this clearly into your near future. 3 cards literally flew out of the deck and landed in front of me in perfect formation. The 8 of Swords, the Moon, the Ace of Swords, and the message they carry is both a warning and a gift. The 8 of Swords shows a woman bound and blindfolded, surrounded by swords. She appears trapped, but if you look closely, her feet are not bound. The swords do not form a complete cage. She could walk away, if only she could see. Virgo, you are about to receive information that will initially feel paralyzing. Within the next 24 to 48 hours, something is going to come to your attention. A message, a screenshot, a conversation, a piece of evidence that confirms what this reading has been telling you. You are going to see proof of the betrayal. You are going to have the recording, the receipts, the undeniable truth placed directly in front of you. And your first reaction will be shock. Possibly denial. Definitely that trapped, overwhelmed feeling of not knowing what to do, how to respond, or where to turn. But Spirit is showing you this card as preparation. Yes, you will feel bound for a moment. Yes, you will feel like the walls are closing in. But remember, the 8 of Swords is an illusion of imprisonment. You are not actually trapped. You have more power and more options than you can currently see. The Moon card that follows tells me exactly how this information will come to you. The Moon is the card of things hidden coming to light, of illusions being revealed, of what has been happening in darkness finally becoming visible. But the Moon is also the card of confusion, distortion, and emotional overwhelm. When this information reaches you, it may not be completely clear at first. You might receive fragments of the conversation rather than the whole thing. You might hear about the recording secondhand before you actually see or hear it yourself. You might get conflicting reports from different sources, each person adding their own interpretation or spin. This is why you must stay grounded, Virgo. This is why you cannot react impulsively. The Moon warns that not everything you hear in the next few days will be accurate. Some people will exaggerate. Some will minimize. Some will use this situation to insert themselves into drama that has nothing to do with them. Your job is to find the truth beneath the chaos. Your job is to separate fact from fiction, evidence from speculation, reality from the stories people are telling about reality. And this is where the Ace of Swords becomes your greatest ally. The Ace of Swords is the card of mental clarity, truth, breakthrough, and cutting through confusion with the blade of discernment. It is a hand emerging from a cloud, holding a sword crowned with laurels and reaching toward the sky. This is divine truth, Virgo. This is Spirit giving you the weapon you need to navigate what is coming. This is your ability to think clearly even in the midst of emotional chaos, to see through manipulation, to distinguish between people who are genuinely trying to help you and people who are enjoying the drama. The Ace of Swords promises that you will have a moment of absolute clarity. After the initial shock, after the confusion of the Moon, after the trapped feeling of the 8 of Swords, there will be a moment when everything suddenly makes perfect sense. A moment when you see not just what happened, but why. Not just who betrayed you, but how long it has been going on. Not just the surface-level gossip, but the deeper pattern beneath it. And in that moment, you will know exactly what to do. But I need to tell you what else Spirit is showing me, because the next part of this message is even more specific. I ask the cards, what is the nature of this information that is about to reach Virgo? How will they receive it? The card that appeared was the Page of Swords. A message. A young person or someone acting as a messenger. News that arrives suddenly and unexpectedly. Communication that pierces through whatever illusions you have been holding on to. Virgo, someone is about to reach out to you. This person may be younger than you, or less experienced, or someone you would not typically expect to be your ally. They might be nervous about coming forward. They might be risking something by telling you what they know. But their conscience will not let them stay silent. This person has information. They may have witnessed the conversation being recorded. They may have been shown the recording by the person who made it, not realizing that they would feel conflicted about what they saw. They may have overheard plans to spread this information further. They may have screenshots, recordings, or other evidence that they feel compelled to share with you. When they reach out, and they will reach out soon, do not dismiss them. Do not assume they have ulterior motives. Do not question why they waited until now to tell you. Simply receive the information with gratitude and discernment. This person is being sent by the universe as part of your protection. This person is the answer to prayers you may not have even consciously spoken yet. This person is evidence that Spirit is actively working on your behalf, ensuring that you have what you need to defend yourself and expose the truth. But here is where the reading takes a turn that I did not expect. I pulled one more card, asking, what is the deeper purpose of this betrayal? Why is this happening to Virgo right now, at this specific moment in their life? The card was the Death card. And before you panic, before your mind goes to worst-case scenarios, let me explain what Spirit is actually saying. The Death card is not about physical death. It is about transformation. It is about the ending of one chapter so that another can begin. It is about the necessary destruction of what is no longer serving you so that something better can take its place. Virgo, this betrayal is painful. This exposure is uncomfortable. This entire situation feels like a violation, and it is. But it is also the universe's way of removing people, patterns, and situations from your life that were always going to betray you eventually. Better now than later. Better before you invested more time, more trust, more energy into relationships that were built on false foundations. The Death card is telling you that you are in the middle of a profound life transition. You are being called to let go of an old version of yourself, the version that gave too many chances, that ignored red flags, that stayed in situations out of loyalty even when loyalty was not being reciprocated. You are shedding a skin, Virgo. And yes, the process is painful. But on the other side of this death is a rebirth. A wiser, stronger, more discerning version of you who cannot be so easily deceived or manipulated. A version of you who trusts yourself as much as you trust others. A version of you who understands that not everyone deserves access to your heart, your home, your truth. This betrayal is not happening to you. It is happening for you. It is the catalyst for your evolution. I pulled 3 more cards because I needed to understand the timeline, the outcome, and the specific action Virgo needs to take. The cards were 2 of Wands, the Empress, and the Star. Let me decode what Spirit is showing you through these. The 2 of Wands is about choice and planning. It shows a figure holding a globe in one hand and a wand in the other, looking out over the horizon, contemplating which path to take. This card is telling you that very soon, possibly right after you receive the information from the Page of Swords, you will be at a crossroads. You will have to decide, do I confront this publicly or privately? Do I respond immediately or do I wait? Do I fight or do I walk away? Do I expose the person who recorded me or do I let karma handle it? There is no single right answer, Virgo. The 2 of Wands is about your choice, your power, your discernment. Spirit is not telling you what to do. Spirit is reminding you that you have options, and whichever path you choose, as long as it comes from a place of integrity and self-respect, will be the right one. But here's what I can tell you. The universe is showing a strong preference for strategic patience over impulsive reaction. The figure in the 2 of Wands is not rushing. They are planning. They are considering. They are looking at the long game rather than the immediate satisfaction of retaliation. If you can embody that energy, if you can resist the urge to lash out, to expose, to defend yourself immediately, you will retain the upper hand. You will allow the person who recorded you to continue digging their own grave. You will give justice time to work behind the scenes. And when the truth finally comes out, which it will come with even greater impact because you did not force it. Then comes the Empress, and this is where the reading becomes deeply personal and profoundly healing. The Empress is the ultimate mother archetype, abundant, creative, nurturing, powerful in her softness. She sits on a throne surrounded by nature in full bloom, a crown of stars on her head, wheat at her feet, a heart-shaped shield bearing the symbol of Venus beside her. Virgo, after this situation resolves, after the betrayal is exposed, after justice does her work, after you have made your choice about how to respond, you are going to enter a season of profound abundance and creativity. The Empress promises that you will not just recover from this. You will flourish beyond anything you experienced before it. New relationships will come into your life, people who appreciate you, celebrate you, protect you, and love you with the kind of loyalty you have always given but rarely received. New opportunities will open up, professional, creative, financial, that were somehow blocked before but are now flowing freely. New aspects of yourself will emerge, confidence, boundaries, self-worth, spiritual power, that were always within you but needed this fire to activate them. The Empress is also telling me that you may feel called to create something from this experience. Not immediately. Not while the wound is still fresh. But eventually. A story, a song, a piece of art, a business, a movement, a message. Something that transforms your pain into purpose, your betrayal into beauty, your loss into legacy. This situation is not the end of your story, Virgo. It is the beginning of your most powerful chapter yet. And finally, the star. Oh, Virgo. The star is the card of hope restored, faith renewed, divine guidance, and wishes coming true. It appears after the tower, after the destruction, after the chaos, as a promise that peace is coming. In the image, a naked woman kneels by water, pouring liquid from two vessels, one into the water, one onto the land. She is vulnerable, exposed, completely herself. Above her, 8 stars shine in the night sky, and the largest one, the guiding star, is the brightest. This is you, Virgo, after this storm passes. Stripped of pretense. Free from the need to perform or prove anything. At peace with who you are, regardless of what anyone says about you. Reconnected to your own inner guidance, your own truth, your own light. The star promises that everything you have been hoping for, love, success, recognition, peace, purpose, is still coming. This betrayal has not derailed your destiny. If anything, it has cleared the path for something even better than what you originally envisioned. But the star also carries a specific message about timing. The 8 smaller stars represent cycles, and the number 8 in numerology is associated with infinity, abundance, and manifestation. Spirit is showing me that within 8 weeks, 8 months, or connected to a date containing the number 8, you will look back on this moment and understand why it had to happen exactly the way it did. You will see how the recording that was meant to destroy you actually freed you. You will see how the person who betrayed you actually did you a favor by revealing their true nature before you invested more. You will see how the pain you felt in this moment was the birthplace of a strength you did not know you possessed. Before I close, Spirit is giving me one final instruction for you. Tonight, before you sleep, I want you to write a letter. Not to the person who betrayed you. Not to the people who might be gossiping about you. Not to anyone external at all. Write a letter to yourself. To the version of you who is reading this right now, scared and hurt and wondering how to move forward. Write to yourself from the future, from the version of you who has already walked through this fire and emerged victorious. Tell yourself what you need to hear. Remind yourself of your strength. Promise yourself that you will be okay. Thank yourself for having the courage to face the truth instead of hiding from it. And then fold that letter, place it somewhere safe, and return to it whenever doubt creeps in, whenever the betrayal feels too heavy, whenever you question whether you can actually survive this. You can. You will. You already have, in timelines that exist beyond this moment. Spirit is showing me that the version of you who has already overcome this, who is already standing in the sun with the 6 of Wands victory banner raised high, who is already living in the Empress abundance and the star hope, that version is reaching back through time right now, through this reading, through these words to tell you, I made it. We made it. And it was worth it. Every tear, every betrayal, every moment of doubt, it was all worth it because of who we became in the process. Trust yourself. Trust the journey. Trust that the universe has never abandoned you and never will. I am waiting for you on the other side, and it is more beautiful than you can imagine. Now, I need you to do something for me. For yourself. For every Virgo who is walking through betrayal, navigating deception, or discovering that people they trusted were never who they claimed to be. Write in the comments, I am protected. I am powerful. The truth will set me free. Write it as many times as you need to. Write it until you feel the shift in your energy. Write it until the words stop being just words and become a declaration, an invocation, a spell of protection and empowerment that wraps around you like armor made of light. Tonight, Celestia Ardente will take every single declaration, every name, every Virgo who refuses to be broken by betrayal, and I will create a circle of protection so powerful that no lie can penetrate it, no gossip can harm you, and no recording, no matter how it has been edited or shared, can define who you are. Because you are not what they say about you, Virgo. You are not the narrative they are trying to create. You are not the villain in someone else's story. You are the hero in your own. And heroes do not fall because of betrayal. They rise because of it. The information is coming. The Page of Swords is already on their way to you. The moon's illusions are about to be shattered by the Ace of Swords. The Eight of Swords bondage will break. Death will complete its transformation. The Two of Wands will present your choices. The Empress will shower you with abundance. And the Star will guide you home to yourself. All you have to do is hold on. Stay in your truth. Trust the process. And remember, you are protected by forces far more powerful than whoever recorded you, far more ancient than whatever gossip is circulating, far more eternal than this temporary pain. Write your declaration. Claim your power. Prepare for your victory. Because Virgo, you are about to discover just how untouchable you really are. And the universe is about to show everyone who tried to bring you down exactly what happens when you mess with someone who has angels, ancestors, and divine justice on their side. The recording will be exposed. The betrayer will be revealed. The truth will triumph. And you will rise.